unbelievable. I think it is incredible how good he is at mixing up in neutral. And he only has to do it 3 times because his punish game is gotten really good.
Oh my god. So that was my defensive tech. That was the big thing I took away. Was like I was getting every tech I needed. I was getting every DI I needed, and I still just died. It was just a 20-second edge guard instead of a 5-second one. Oh, but we are already into it. Grand finals. Studebacher, Hoch's Luigi versus Jake's Sheik.
Yeah, with Jake being at losers, it is going to be a hard road to climb, especially in this matchup. There's a lot of familiarity that we have been seeing with Stud as a player. Going to Monday Night Melee, playing against Hamlin, playing against Bungo, playing against all of these notable Sheiks.
Oh my god, and just starting it off with the dunk. Studebaker's here to win.
Yes. Oh, he easily is.
Has he ever won an IaB?
No.
Oh, it's his time.
So he's never won an Infinity Beyond, but I don't know how well he is going to take this win, especially with the dismissal of players like Lunchables and Arsenals. Yes, I mean, obviously we take those.
Oh, of course.
A win is a win. I'm going to take a
win.
weekly win any day of the week. But
Absolutely.
there is still something that hurts that minor ego.
Yeah, of course. Studebaker's entire game plan, so far, he's been getting Jake into the corner easily enough, but then he started just throwing out aerials and hitboxes to catch all approaches, but it stopped working after the first stock. Like, it's evened up, and it's because Stud has not been having any more success trying to trade, trying to beat out, like, a Sheik bear or something like that.
And if we want to talk about punish game other than Jam, we should talk about American Bowser, who was on fire against Fury and against Jam.
I didn't see that, but I just like kind of glanced. They were playing, and then it was over. Like Jake,
he had consistent 0 to death throughout the board. Oh,
he went deep for it.
Still very unfortunate, but I mean, both players really wanting the win. Ooh.
But, speaking of punish game, this is going to be something that I think Studebaker is going to have to figure it out, right?
And we've been seeing, and I think this is a really hard matchup for Luigi if American Bowser lays on the diagonal pressure the way he's meant to be. So anything like falling needles, good like spaced fairs, and even just eventual back airs. It's going to work in Sheik's favor most of the time just because of the fact that Nair isn't able to deal with pretty...
yeah, you can scoop Luigi's Nair very well with the Sheik, and that's a huge thing in the matchup. Being able to deal with Luigi's Nair, that's a godsend.
The only thing you have to contest is the fair, because down air, or Luigi's down air, is the inverse of Sheik's fair. When it comes to general layout of how it comes out.
The angles, they meet up. Luigi's fair is definitely a bigger move, absolutely.
It's something you really have to take into account on general hitbox and the layout of gameplay. One of the big reasons why this matchup is favored into Sheik's matchup spread, I think it's also just coverage onto double jumps. This is something that is super big in Hamlin's play when he goes against floaties, just making sure that Sheik has incredible coverage off of double jumps. Oh, DBZ.
Is he going to be able to get back? I think Sheik's dead. Oh, but Sheik's dead!
And with the delay.
They were both dead from that. Stu didn't have his jump anymore, no down special. That was...
And that's what happens when you don't have a disjointed backer.
Absolutely.
You have to take an account and opt for roll at that point, or you have to go for Shino stall. There are two options that you have.
I'm about to say those, or just grab ledge, try to refresh invincibility in time. There's a few different things you can do. Ideally, you just refresh invincibility beforehand, so that way you can get it. But obviously, like that's a tricky
if he was ballsy, then he would have dropped Rising Fair and then punished it, and then probably could have gone for a stage fight.
Right.
But once again, they say
that game one going to Stu is actually giant because Jake had that, and Jake has a much higher hill to climb than Studebaker in this matchup right now.
Exactly, and there's a lot to say with the general climb that American Bowser has to make.
American Bowser's starting to use that crouch more often. That actually seems quite difficult for Luigi to deal with.
It is difficult, but it is a general call out or Studebaker has options to call it out with wave dash forward down smash if American Bowser gets a little too close, or tornado. Down B is so good at disrupting early crouch cancel percents.
Ooh, so it's gonna be all, wow, and that, you weren't kidding about Jake's punish game. You were not kidding at all.
And he almost got the needles too, just to disrupt, apply more diagonal pressure, but the ledge actually teeter canceled him.
Right.
So,
well, that's
fine.
And now he's Zelda.
Yeah, if anything, he's going to play Zelda for the first, like, 20 seconds. If something goes wrong, then he's immediately going to change to Sheik because the transformation is invincible.
Oh, wow. He straight up just reflected that fireball. Wow.
He can just do it.
Honestly, and you know what? In that cross-up right there for Jake was another thing he's been doing really well. Getting the cross-up on Luigi's shield and Sheik, very, very nice, because your forward tilt, so insanely good at dealing with, like, the back air out of shield.
Oh, yeah, and the B turnaround is so consistent, learning from his mistakes.
Yeah, he's not messing with it this time.
So I actually think that he went for a boost grab there off the wave dash back, trying to punish the landing, knowing that Studebaker was going to go into shield, but accidentally getting a dash attack. Because looking at the punish game that American Bowser has been holding with his Sheik, and I honestly think he should be the American Sheik instead, it's incredibly consistent. Trades or not. And even at this point, one of the big problems that we are seeing with Luigi as a character is that at this high of a percent, Luigi's game plan goes out the window. Because you're opting for trades, you can't go for him against Sheik.
Yep. Oh, you know what? There's the crouch. And so suddenly, like, you know, it's one of those things where Jake's going to have to be mindful that, you know, using that crouch more and more, you're just making your opponent want to use that. Exactly,
he called it out.
Right? You're realizing
he called it out again.
Because those attacks, the Luigi Cyclone, the down B, as well as down smash, those are not things that you can get hit by and be like, okay, I'll just try to avoid that next time.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like giant combo.
Wow.
That crouch costed Jake the stock.
So this is the big thing, and I said this earlier when Birdie Birds was commentating, that Studebaker has a mentality problem that has gotten a lot better, and at this point, you can compare it to a lawnmower. So he has a hard time starting it off, trying to rev it, asking himself a lot of what-ifs, but once he gets it started, his punish game becomes immaculate.
Ooh, and you know what? Jake with the full hop to deal with the Luigi ledge dash.
Yeah.
That's something that Jake hasn't really pulled out so far, so that's a nice mix-up to end the game on.
But you want to keep in mind Studebaker's reaction to that first game being dropped. It wasn't a shake of his head or even just like a pause. He immediately went for the head nod because he's gotten his mentality, or his mentality has improved so much.
Oh, absolutely.
He's made sure that he can immediately opt for... Ooh.
Ooh, wow, just calls him out with the up smash, and you know what? Jake's on the defensive. He gets the hit, but he runs into shield rather than go into the grab, and you know what? That's not something Jake was doing in his previous games. Wow, these clanks!
And I would still be very afraid of American Bowser and his defensive options, because we still have to keep in mind that he was a Bowser player, if not still is a Bowser player.
Jake's defensive game, nobody knows how to deal with, you know, an aggressive player quite like Jake, but the triple down smash.
And that's the disorienting quality from Luigi. One of the reasons why this character has such a strong edge against a lot of melee characters. Making sure that you go for some pretty redundant options, though it still hits like a truck.
Oh my god, and Studebaker looking amazing.
And I have plans. So after Low Tier City 6, I'm going to make a This is DFW Project M combo video, highlighting the history and just multiple combos.
Yeah.
I have the song picked out, and I already have half of it made. But this is great material.
And you know what? So before, Jake was actually trying to deal with ledge dash with forward tilt mostly, because Stu has been pressing buttons immediately out of the ledge dash. Jake seems to have stopped doing that and is going more for aerials now. The issue with that is that, you know, something like Luigi up smash, And even potentially Luigi forward tilt, depending on the spacing, can absolutely beat Sheik's aerials.
And what I like about the game so far is that Studebaker has always had the offensive in every matchup. He's always been the one to aggress.
Yes.
He's had center or stage control a majority of the time, except for Green Hill Zone, but that's very volatile just because it is such a small stage. Studebaker on his wave dash forward has been so creative in his aerial options, even opting for certain trades. And American Bowser has gotten a lot less consistent with things like boost grabs and dash attacks just to continue combos. And I think this is something that Studebaker definitely has the edge on, especially as he keeps consistently holding center stage.
And it's important to note that Studebaker's corner game has also been miles ahead of Jake in this. When Jake's in the corner, he's not coming out with another 20% or so, or sometimes the stock. Whereas Studebaker's been pretty content to just do the ledge dash, get the trade, or he's just been shielding and he just beats the fair straight up. And even there, Jake was the one shielding because we're at this point where he's fearing Luigi at the ledge. And
I do want to even add the reason why Final Destination was picked as a stage, not one of the reasons why, due to the lack of platforms, it's actually just because it's a wider stage.
Absolutely.
Because Studebaker knows he is more consistent at holding his side of the stage than almost any other player at Infinity and Beyond and even Monday Night Melee.
Absolutely.
Final Destination is such a strong pick for Studebaker as a player because he is so self-aware on his general positioning, whether it be left, right, or completely in the middle.
I absolutely agree with you, and I was thinking the same thing at the beginning of the match. You'd think that FD and Green Hill don't offer that much difference in stage, but just the extra space so much, even though technically it's not a huge difference in terms of like your game plan, but Studebaker's God at using that space, absolutely.
And though you do have to keep in reference. So one of the big reasons why...
Oh, did you see that approach?
Yeah.
That was nuts.
The Waveland Nair up tilt.
Going in.
So, the reason why I feel American Bowser had the better edge on Green Hill Zone is due to the volatility of positioning. He's working off so well, not on the ground game, but just for the fact that Luigi is so investment heavy off of his own positioning.
Absolutely.
From wave dash forward or wave dash back, American Bowser just has to be very consistent in holding center stage and basically making fun of Luigi for even just making a movement.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's trying to make that volatility work for him even more by adding platforms, even though it is a wider stage. So you gain that survivability with Sheik, but with the platforms and it being a tri-plat, he can still make it and still make fun of Luigi because Studebaker is so ground game heavy.
I absolutely agree.
With the back throw and waiting.
Onto the platform. And you know what? Jake's been doing a lot more aerials in these past few games than he was doing before. Whether it was on the game on Smashville, Green Hill, or FD. The platforms, I mean, obviously platforms definitely facilitate that kind of airborne play. But it makes me wonder how much, how many trades he's going to get. Because if he sticks to the air, wow, the double roll in. Stu ready for it with the Nair. That wouldn't... just calls the jump out of shield with the up smash.
And still holding center stage. Once he has it, he has it.
Oh,
I haven't seen a minute where Studebaker has given it up until that one minor sequence, but still not even investing off of a punish. And judging the fact that American Bowser was on platform, he was just like, you know what? I'm just going to slide down wave dash back to center stage because he knows that's the most. That's the strongest factor he has.
And Studebaker, he's trying to win a damn tournament loan.
And that short hop was actually an option select. So he short hopped, and he could have opted for things like Tornado if he went for a Waveland just to add continual pressure. He could have gone for a down air for any other option other than roll, and he could have just dropped Tomahawked, empty hopped, and up bead to cover the roll in.
Absolutely. Ooh, and Studebaker, you know what? He's playing that ledge. He's playing very, very safe right now. Ends up getting hit by the back throw fair, but Studebaker's trying to make Jake work for this stock.
Now that side B was very negligible coming out from Studebaker Hog. American Bowser made a minor Sheik mistake actually investing into needles when he didn't have to. He could have option select, canceled into a late fair just to call it out, but that's still some very advanced Sheik tech that you really have to take care of.
Combo with up air, kind of a weird exchange, but Luigi definitely coming out on top. Double up air, fireball.
In the trade game's not the one that you really want to take, especially at this percent, trying to carry, waiting for that nair.
Absolutely. And Jake, you know what? That's something that Jake as a player kind of thrives in, is he's really good at figuring out what you want to do.
Oh,
once he figures that out, he is patient to wait for it.
Drop.
Oh. The dare. I'm sure that must have been a back air, right?
Yeah. Okay, I like the nair.
I like that the ledge jump, double jump nair.
So he actually did the nair just to gain that extra distance. And American Bowser is going to play really safe. I think.
Oh wow.
Sheik.
Downer, and this is last stock. This is tournament point for Studebacher right now. Oh,
this could be
it.
it.
Started. Oh wow, good rollout from Jake. Gets the forward smash. Says, hold on. Let's play a little bit longer. 4 minutes is too short in the game.
Oh, but practically even percent. Calling out on to the crouch cancel with Tornado. Trying to drop down with his own carry. Now it's Edgeguard City. He just gave up space.
Wow, they both just held shield at each other. Both of them really respecting each other's
No drop.
position. Oh my god, he missed it. Oh, the jab into forward tilt. I think that's it.
He can make it.
Oh my god! Oh, but it's still going. But the power shield. Jake.
Now he still has the percentage. Oh, he could have held ledge.
Oh,
punish! Punish!
It. Oh, that is it. Oh, what? He misses the fair? He got that same fair not 2 stocks ago, and he misses it right now where it counts.
And he has flubbed. This is a wave dash in.
Oh, that's... Oh, my God. That was actually
Once
so
again,
patient
no side
from
B.
Jake.
Trying to get the trade.
Not quite going to do it, but we're getting there.
Oh, that... He could have called it out!
That's it! And that's the... Oh
wow!
And you know what? Their micro spacing was so insanely off that last suck. You felt the tension between the two.
It's not like either of each other had a... They both had a read on each other. So both Studebaker...
Yes,
so
absolutely.
you saw Studebaker and American Bowser both jump at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
They were on tempo for where each other went. They both went to platform. They both went to ground. They both had a micro hop forward, or either one be on ledge or one edge guarding. It's making sure that you're both on pace and you're staring each other in the eyes. Because that's exactly what's going on. Because war is one that you look each other into the face. Yeah.
This is going to be a big back to Smashville. And we remember Stu barely won this game off of a misfire last time. So the big question is this going to a set 2?
I don't know, and you can't call it this early just because it has been so volatile. Now,
playstyles have changed a bunch throughout this set, and Jake, I imagine, is going to go back to more of a grounded style. Now that we're back on Smashville, he doesn't need to worry about the platforms. He doesn't need to worry about, as many defensive mix-ups from Luigi in the corner.
Yeah. But we are seeing that American Bowser is recognizing percents a little bit more onto the falling nairs. He's opting for some of those trades. But earlier, he was doing spectacular because that is a really bad habit that we have been seeing from Studebaker.
Sick tech from Studebaker. And you know what? Every single instant you can keep these stocks going, that's something we really need right now.
He went for it. He went for the drop into the fair, just expecting the early up B. But once again, Studebaker still consistent off of his positioning. It's that general game plan, of the strong suits.
What happened? Did Jake lose his jump?
I think he lost his double jump.
You know what? This is looking bad.
Boost grab.
American Sheik.
He messed up. He went for the nair and he messed up.
He got the jabs because of the platform's movement.
Yeah, he actually got ECB'd.
Yep.
It wasn't no impact land, but he got messed up because of the ECB, and then he actually opted for the double jab.
Absolutely. Oh, and you know what? That is not the misfire you want. You're Jake right now. You're like, Jesus, he really just took center again?
And chasing him down. He's messing up. He's so poor off of the back throw against Sheik. And you can slowly see the habits getting punished from American Bowser. He's knowing that back throw is being caught way more on Stud, and Nair is becoming a very bad habit.
Absolutely.
It's getting punished, yeah, and he's doing it once again because Stud is so caught up in wanting to trade with the Nairs. The jab too.
Oh, and you know what? Oh, the Nair to break the combo, and Studebaker up a full stop.
This could be his win.
This is going to be a really tough comeback for Jake to make, but you know what? All he needs is 1 or 2 good tech chases, and he can make this happen, absolutely.
And I'm feeling a pop-off.
Oh, yeah, from regardless, right? Jake makes this comeback.
Oh, that's it.
Pop-up.
With that jump forward, it was incredibly risky. He can't aim for any more stuff like that. Oh, he could have gone for the trade, but he opted for the double jump. This is a mix-up in the defensive aerial play we've been seeing from Studebaker. He can't go for it, or he's dead.
The trade, and that's going to be it, and Studebaker is your infinity and beyond first-time champion. What a damn hero,
Yeah,
saving us.
congratulations to Ian. It's been a while, but seeing those improvements, and I wanted to say this beforehand, so we haven't seen big developments in players until they've won their first IaB.
Oh,